Welcome back to the Habit Based Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Ewell. Today, we got a very special guest, Dr. Kathy LaFavor. She is a partner at Siouxland Women's Health in Sioux City, Iowa. Kathy, I want to welcome you on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and Kathy is part of our VIP weight loss system, and she's actually got a really cool story because Kathy actually was a client of Kim, who's our dietitian. First, so you actually got to go through the program as a client, and then obviously you saw a lot of the results and benefits of that, and then eventually wanted to bring that and incorporate it into your women's clinic. But can you talk a little bit about what made you want to be a doctor first and foremost?
Well, I'd always wanted to be a physician since I was little. I just wanted to help people. I loved science and how the human body worked. And then never did I think I would be an OB-GYN, but after medical school and doing my first rotation, I really fell in love with delivering those babies and also helping women throughout their life from birth to through the menopause years.
Okay, that's amazing. So, obviously you kind of come out of that. Um, how long have you been a partner in the current business you're in?
I have been at Siouxland Women's Healthcare since I graduated from residency, and that I'm going on my 15th year now.
Okay, wow. So you kind of went straight into that after your residency, and what was the whole experience, like when you first started, to maybe like where you are today, in helping women, and like what's changed?
I think as I get older, my clients are also aging with me, and so I'm seeing more women that are getting into that perimenopause and menopause phase of their life. And since I started, I really felt that one of the number one complaints that they had was weight gain and difficulty losing weight as we get older. And I've always been looking for something to be able to offer these women, but I just had never found a good program for weight loss and sustainability until I met Kim and the VIP weight loss system.
Yeah. So, can you talk a little bit about, just your own experience from, being a client first and foremost in the VIP weight loss system, and then we'll kind of talk about, what that's been like, as far as you transitioning into offering this in your business.
Sure. So I started to experience the perimenopause symptoms and just kind of not feeling well, noticing weight starting to form in that midsection, and just knew that I needed overall better health. But again, didn't have a lot of guidance or would get frustrated at looking at different programs because there's so many things out there. I didn't really know what was good and what wasn't, even as a physician. And then I had one of my patients that actually had worked with Kim. And so then I started researching her program. And in the back of my head, over the last 15 years, I was always looking for a dietitian. That's what I wanted to work with my clients because you can only eat so many bars and shakes for so long. That's just not
Right.
sustainable. And so I thought that I wanted to experience the system, see what it was about, see if it was legit, based on science. And going through it myself, I've seen the results. I've been able to sustain the habits that it teaches you. I also was getting frustrated as a physician seeing people prescribe the GLP-1s for a quick weight loss, and seeing people come in with side effects, or after they stopped the GLP-1, they gained all their weight back. And so I don't think that's what the medication was designed for. I think it
Right.
works best with lifestyle changes, the accountability, the sustainability, eating real food, and just being a holistic program.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. How much weight did you lose when you were, doing the program?
I lost about 10 pounds with it, but
Okay.
that wasn't the biggest goal for me. The overall goal that I really wanted was just to feel better, have a better understanding of eating healthier, cleaner, really balancing those hormones with sleep and digestion, as well as being able to make better choices, but also for myself, but also for my family, because I feel as I have learned more about nutrition and eating better, that they in turn have developed better habits also.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And just so people know too, like I think sometimes, people can think or maybe say like, well, hey, you maybe shouldn't be doing GLP-1 if, maybe you only have 10 pounds to lose. But I think there's a lot of benefits you know, to it just besides weight loss. And I think, you know, sometimes we focus too much on the weight loss as far as the number on the scale. Really what I'm hearing you say is you got healthy and you kind of use that as a way to kind of help you do that. What were some of the benefits outside of obviously losing 10 pounds, sleeping better, but what are some of the other things that you noticed just going through the program and being a part of the VIP program with Kim?
I think the education aspect of it was really important. I feel that well equipped and prepared to go into a grocery store and know, look at a label and know what is on plan or not. Also, the accountability, coaching, there was somebody there. I could snap a picture of a nutrition label, send that to her, get the immediate feedback, but also have the community aspect of things where there's other women going through the same thing. We can share tips, tricks, recipes, and just know that there's the support there.
Okay, awesome. And then, kind of fast forward to where obviously, you wanted to bring this into your clinic. What would you say were maybe like the top three reasons why you wanted to bring this into Siouxland Women's Health?
I think the biggest thing is just that I knew that it worked. It's a science based, holistic program. And so I wanted to be able to offer that to other women because that is something that so many of people are going through. And I hear that multiple times throughout the day during just well woman exams. People just, they want to get healthier, they want to feel better, but they need a plan and they need help. So
Right.
that was the biggest reason that I wanted to bring this in.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then what's been, I mean, what's kind of been, you're working with clients now, so like getting this kind of onboarded into your business, like what was that like for you and how was the process in that?
Yeah, it's been a process, just like any new program. But I feel like the guidance and the support that we've had from Kim and her team, as well as you, as far as the marketing and running of the business, I think that has helped immensely, making it smoother, as well as having the support to have somebody to turn to when we have questions, concerns, and suggestions to improve the program.
Yeah, no, that's great. What are some of the things that your clients, say about, the nutrition system and, that whole aspect of it?
I think they've been impressed with the fact that it's been easy to implement into their daily lives, as well as many women have been starving themselves for years because I think the old mentality is just eat less calories and exercise more. And so they're surprised to see how much they're actually eating, and that eating the right foods changes the metabolism, which then in turns burns fat. And then they're seeing weight loss by eating more. That's just a huge mentality shift that they see and are surprised and like.
Yeah, that's amazing. And, I think, we were just on a call where, we heard a few people talking about how, people are already on GLP-1 and they're still not seeing results. Are you getting many clients like that maybe already are on GLP-1, or are most of the people you're getting in the beginning, they haven't taken it, but they've thought about it, or where does that kind of sit with
I
your
have
business?
several that have come in on a GLP-1 at very high doses, and we've decrease that down to much lower doses. So they are actually eating. They're still having that cancellation of that food noise, but they're able to eat. They're nourishing their bodies now, where I think some of them were malnourished because they had such high doses that they weren't eating, or they just simply wanted to have the aspect of the food program built in with medication. So I think they really like the aspect of the nutrition program in addition to the GLP-1. I still have many patients that don't do the GLP-1 and are able to lose weight on their own. Some have had just bad side effects that they opt not to do that again, and I think they do well without the medication too.
Got it. Okay. And what are you, it sounds like a lot of the women you work with are kind of in that, perimenopausal, menopausal age range. What are some of the results you're seeing from them outside of just, weight loss? Are they talking about, how they feel, and some of those things? What are some of the results that you hear about that?
Yes, some of the non-tangible benefits of the program have been just more energy, feeling like themselves. They feel well back in their own skin. Many women have never been in certain sizes for years. They're sleeping better. I think that is something that's very important with the program, that everybody wants to balance their hormones and they think it's with medication or hormone replacement therapy, but you simply can balance a lot of those hormones and treat those hot flashes and night sweats by sleeping better, as well as balancing the gut out, losing the weight. And I have some gals that have decreased their amount of hormones or off their hormones, just simply with the weight loss. But overall, I think people just feel better. The mood is better, therefore their mindset is better, their relationships with their family is better, they're better women, people, mothers in turn.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So, obviously this is a completely different, business system than kind of like the traditional way you take care of patients, where it's a lot of one-on-one care. You meet with someone for a period of time. What has this kind of been like for you, transitioning into maybe a more scalable kind of like model of business? Obviously it's high touch, but it's kind of like you're not in that thing of like, hey, I'm going to meet with this person for 15 minutes or 30 minutes and then I meet with another person. So like, what has that been like for you, transitioning into adding this business component to what your business is doing?
After the initial consult, we're able to really do everything online with our patients, which does make it much easier to keep track and coach these patients. So it might be simply a text that they send me about something they're eating, or different strategies that they're doing when traveling. So I feel like with the VIP system, they definitely do get the VIP touch, where they have constant contact with me and other coaches that are on the program. And so we also obviously have one-on-one coaching, but we also do the community. We have all of our education is on video, so people can do it at their own pace, which I think is really important as busy women trying to make an appointment, get off work, get there, get back to work, ask for the time off. That takes a lot of time, and being able to do this remotely, I think, increases the success because it's easy, and we want easy, and easy
Right.
makes it more sustainable. And also, I have different type of communication with these type of patients than I would that is having other medical issues.
Okay, awesome. And how many new clients would you say you've, signed up in the program?
We're getting close to 30 clients, and
Okay.
so I feel like our first group is just getting out of their first 12 weeks, and we're seeing, that 1 to 2 pound weight loss with them. Everybody has been very successful with that, and that is our goal. We don't want a large weight loss rapidly, because obviously that's not healthy or sustainable. And so I see other people out in the community, family, friends, asking, our first group, well, you look great. What are you doing? Who are you working with? How did that work? And so we're starting to see referrals from the success of our first group.
That's amazing. That's awesome. So, I mean, it's got to feel good, to know that you're obviously impacting, more lives. You're able to help clients maybe at a deeper level than, before, or just to be able to offer something different, but at a holistic level. Um, what have you kind of average in revenue as far as adding to your clinic, the last 4 months since you've, started this program?
It is a cash pay service. Unfortunately, it's not covered by insurance, but several people have been able to use their flex spending or health savings account. But we've averaged around $15,000 per month.
Okay, awesome. And we talked a little bit about, you really feel like kind of once, more and more people obviously see the clients you're working with, being able to, hopefully double that and really impact more lives. But what do you see as kind of the future of this program in your community and in your business as far as like, um, where do you see this going as far as the impact it's going to make?
Well, obesity isn't going anywhere. And so I think this is going to make a huge impact in our medical community by making people healthier, getting off their medications for blood pressure, cholesterol. In medicine, we learn how to deal with the disease process. And I think this aspect is kind of changing my practice where I'm trying to keep people healthy to prevent getting into that disease process. And that's what is challenging and exciting for me as a physician.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you're moving on to the front line of medicine, maybe not after. I think a lot of times, maybe it's like you after something breaks, then somebody naturally kind of wants to come in and be like, "Hey, I need to fix this." But I think maybe what's happened is you're moving on the front line and it's like, "Hey, how can we prevent, some of these things that, people don't usually address until something breaks or something, some health scare comes up." What are you seeing from that transition of kind of being on the front line?
Well, I think that it's changing my practice. So I'm seeing, more people that want to get healthy or people that are wanting to enter perimenopause and menopause with a plan, because we hear all of these buzzwords that's weight gain and mood changes and hormones changing and so I think people are wanting help with this.
Right.
In fifth grade, we get our body science talk, but we don't get a perimenopause, menopause talk, and people are getting that online. And so I have seen more people coming to me just simply with the chief complaint to talk about perimenopause and the changes that they're going to be facing. And one of that biggest chief complaint is, the weight loss or weight gain and difficulty losing the weight.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing is that you're addressing it, but you're not only addressing it. I mean, you kind of, in a sense, kind of went through that yourself, and now you're able to kind of relate to that ideal person and kind of walk them through that with a very specific plan, with the direction of these peptides and kind of like where things are going, where do you see kind of like this space going in the next like 1 to 3 years?
Well, like I said, I don't think obesity is going anywhere. I think just getting our name out and our plan out, I think definitely that will be increasing the lives and the women that we touch.
Awesome. Let me ask you this. So let's say, another physician or maybe a medical provider is thinking about bringing the VIP weight loss, business into their business. Like, what would you say to that person?
I think it's been definitely a good experience for us. It's a sound product. I've done it myself before I was able to or wanted to introduce it to anyone because I feel that I have to believe in it if I'm going to be offering it to patients. And so I think it's a sound medical, holistic, sustainable program to offer patients.
Yeah, that's great. And, I think my favorite part of it is you actually went through it, experienced it first. And so it's so much more relatable to people when you're able to talk to them about, hey, like I maybe wasn't in the same exact position, but probably felt very similar to some of the things you're experiencing. And you're able to actually lead people in that space. But how would somebody get in contact with you if maybe they wanted to find out about the VIP weight loss system and they're in your community, or, maybe they just want to ask you questions about, the program and how it's going? How would they be in contact with you?
Sure. Anyone can call the office for VIP consult at Siouxland Women's Healthcare. That's 712-252-0501. Or you can check out our website. It's www.siouxlandwomenshealth.com. Or you can reach out to me on Facebook at Kathleen Michelle.
And if you guys are listening to this, you can go into the show notes and you can get a direct link to Dr. Kathy's website and her Facebook page. So if you guys have any questions on that, feel free to go down in the show notes and you can have direct access to those things. Use her social media. That's what she's on now. She's getting on that. So, hey, let me ask you this. What has been kind of that experience like for you? Because you weren't really someone who put content out regularly, and now all of a sudden you're making reels, you're doing all these things, but like, what is that, process been like for you?
Well, I definitely have come out of my shell, I guess. It's something that I do because I know it's beneficial for people. I've had comments, people like the recipes, the education, and things like that. So I'll keep doing it for that aspect of things. But yes, it's a little different for me to put myself out there like that.
It's actually been really cool because, you kind of go from, and, I experienced this too. It wasn't like the first time it was just natural, right? It was like, oh my gosh, what are people going to think? What are they going to say? Especially in a community based, business. But it's been really cool to kind of watch you grow from, just kind of a basic content to now, you're getting into reels. And I think you mentioned even your kids were kind of helping you with them and getting involved in it, which, my daughter every once in a while will help me do reels too. But that's kind of cool to, be involved, have our kids be involved with our business. Right. And so
Right.
it's been cool to watch you really grow in that aspect because it's not always easy, to put yourself out there. But I think, with your message and the people you're helping, I think it's huge.
Right. That's why I do it, is because I do believe in what we're doing. And there's so many people out there that need the help. And so, yes, I will keep doing it. And Noah loves to make protein muffins and help me with recipes and cook. So it's a fun way to spend time with him.
There you go. Well, hey, I just want to say congratulations. We love having you be a part of the VIP weight loss family. We're looking for just amazing things for you in 2025, and can't wait to see what else, you got in store.
Great. Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah. So if you guys want to find out more about, what we're doing inside, the VIP weight loss system, you can go down in the show notes. You can message me directly, Jesse at habitbasedlifestyle.com. If you want to find out more about practitioners and the medical providers we're working with, you can also join our Facebook group, which if you go down in the show notes, you can see that. Hope you guys have an amazing week. And until next episode, talk to you soon.